See, the problem the 61 Amphibious Spaceman, the Oyster Cracker Man, and Tiller Man has in your Blue Boy boxes, Bernard and Robo Knight, and let's see who else there. Dave and Perlita, Jim Hall built the ball, Bernard, Jim Neal, me, and Aaron Freeman and Alyssa Menard went to ROTC together, okay, and some other people, okay. When the All-American, or you, Bernard, sit there and say that I never did, and then Aaron and my brother Steve enlisted, and then we also have a complaint about somebody not making special forces, what does that suggest, Bernard, about Vagabond Chance? When you guys in your carnies and your country and western and ghetto lifers are making up a story? So All-American, Oyster Cracker Man, Ellery's Lies, you know, Charles, and your see what Brian and then we're going to be able to prove about you, Bernard LaFaga, Chance, Perlita, and Dave, Tim Hall, Bill Ball, Morgan, Steve Jones, that the group of you are the ones that ruined his water park, or whoever it belonged to, and destroyed the city, Bernard, with your Negroes and your lie. Remember, the story you tell with your falsified eye, Doug, and Bernard and Elton, in your broadcast, All-American, the eyes and ears on the ground, or the story you guys tell, will report back to your military and those officials, and that's how you're going to operate. So bear that in mind, Bernard LaFaga, Chance, and Joe, Taco Joe, because when you're denying me and Brian and certain individuals that attended drills and know how to do certain things, and you say I'm just a nigger, Bernard, and an illegal or whatever, you're not American, guess what? Who do you think are the ones that the military and the police and the tech companies and all that should hire? Okay, David Perlita, the Crybaby, LaCarney, Red Randy, and all you guys sitting there think, well, Dave Dole and all that stuff. Bernard, is that in you? I was in ROTC and I took drill. So what does that mean about Aaron and some of those people who are enlisted who actually, you know, what does that say about what they're doing, Bernard? Bernard LaFaga, a chance of super fag, of Madame, Judy Shepard. What do you think that means, Karen and Stan? Bear that in mind about how you treat people, Bernard, because the military and all of them, they're going to be able to prove something about the group of you and what you've always done. Rumbleback at night, you ain't a fucking hero. You're a fucking warlord and a dipshit. All-American. So you can go hit his fucking ass down there again and lie. But guess what? Remember your story that you tell All-American and Bernard of the pure white, the business facts, all that shit. Your eyes and ears on the ground. Remember, Red Randy? Your lies from back then still count today. Freeman. Your eyes and ears on the ground report back to your military and those who, you know, supposedly build your kingdom. Bernard. They did that fag. So remember that when you lie about people, Ellery and Bernard, and you run the All-American spiel, Dave and Perlita, because the feedback that you're even getting from your own people, the story you guys are telling, is full of shit. So, Bernard, you can assert that you're some great man, country and western hillbilly boy, and your carnies, with the Negroes and the Baldy boy and all that shit, but your own plan is stupid. Because like I said, Bernard and the military and those guys get the proof who are really the ones who invaded, who ruined everything, who assert that it wasn't there, but it always was. Because if you guys invaded, you guys came to steal our shit. My father and all them, during an inverted arrow. So Mr. Menard, Aaron, Perlita, you know. See, somebody's still pissed, All-American, about our son not making special forces. I didn't cause it. But see, that's you guys' story. So when you guys tell something that isn't true and all they gotta do is confirm it, Bernard, and it's not really hard, in your crybaby bag story, Karen and Stan, guess what they figure out about the group of you? You do nothing but lie. You run a fucking war you can't control. You assert something that isn't true every time. You want to kill your own son, your children. You rape and the group of you rape and torture and mutilate them and lie, steal shit. So that's the reality you get, Bernard and Perlita and Dave. Bit and poop. Liar Wileys, Eltons, Negroes. So the point is, until you don't know how to fight wars, and you crack under the pressure, and then you guys make up stories about what really happened as you guys ran your assault on somebody else's stuff and made it live in a shit pile, claiming that you all created it. After the Golden, you should have stayed in Golden, Golden. But there was one out here too, but that was maybe a fake. So you can stand and cry Baby LaBag and Judy Shepard and Living Water and the Colts and Indian Women and Cleft Outplay, but expect this, Bernard, and your team, you're probably done. You're gonna breed and be a shitload of inbreeds. Because that guy, Oyster Cracker Bag, sits in my lines, and then some other guys' lines too. So if you guys like to be humiliated and lie about Brian and me, that's what's weird. You guys don't accept me and Brian now, but the other ones are more important. So guess who, Joe, who are the ones do you think the military and all them should hire and make special forces? Huh? You're starting to get it, Bernard LaBag, LaChance, Conman, and Freeman, and the Battle Map, Thagamawarad? Who do you think they should hire? Dave and Perlita? You guys running around with a bullshit story reporting back to the sky or to the east? Or to their fake hero to the west? Or all those people, Bernard, that you guys raped and abused and made victims and stole from and murdered and lied to? So bear that in mind, Perlita, before you make fun of the Special Forces, or the Air Force, or the Coast Guard, or anything with your group of people. Because for quite some time, Bernard, since we caught you guys doing this before, and that man fucked it all up and he lives in denial, because our diocese got him pancaked. Steam rising, very nothing. Bear in mind, Bernard, as you supposedly claim to have created the world and everything, that the group of you will probably be, like I said, disgraced and humiliated with the very cross that you said I stole, or the people that, that you guys said I killed and I never did, and you guys do the Hitler thing or whatever. Change his face to Brian, and then your torture machine keeps going. LGBT, just remember, Bernard, as you guys construct and claim to be heroes of the earth, you'll live in disgrace and humiliation in your racist, hillbilly, hick, faggotary mind, Perlita, and the bit of the fat. Karen and Stan and your story, forever and ever and ever, Joe. So I hope it was worth it. Go get it and stick it on there. But guess what, Joe? And Bernard and Harry and Bit of Batlore, and tell us nobody has to take orders from you people if they don't want to for the bullshit Crybaby LaBag show of Carney that you put on, Bernard. And that's why you're $19 trillion in faggotary debt, because your leader is a dumb shit and a moron. So you guys can have them, but trust me, Bernard, there's other operations that go on, military and police officers, firefighters that really care about their kids, a lot more than the group of you and your pathetic war and your tear down, Bernard, and your BS stories always. They're probably having a funner time somewhere else, and they're probably playing that Nintendo and, the Xbox and all their computers with their kids a little bit longer these days, because that's all the group of you guys pretty much did during my entire time growing up.